So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about how to program a PMM for an AMP 5000 or DE-1550 panel system. And what I have right now is a PMM in my hand. It is powered up. I have a communication adapter hooked to it where I can talk back and forth with my laptop. And the first step I'm going to do is I'm going to trip this device by simply pushing the trip pin. And you can see that the load is off now, so it is in trip mode. And that's one of the first steps to be able to program these things. And then we're going to come over to the laptop and we're going to open up Modbus tool, which you can download from our website. And you have to already have your COM port set up. I am on COM port 10, and we have a baud rate of 38,400, timeout at 1,000, stop bits at 1, and priority as none. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come up and I'm going to enter in a Modbus address of 40147. Oop, 0 didn't take. 0147 and hit enter. I'm going to tell it to auto poll and give me some labels so we can see what we're doing. When we want to change 147 from 30 to 10, that would be saying, hey, if we get below our low voltage setting for 10 minutes, it will trip. And so this is kind of like a debounce, but 30 minutes is way too excessive. So I'm just going to highlight that and enter 10 and push enter. And I'm going to drop directly below that at 40152. This is our 24 volt threshold, and I'm going to change it to 23.5. Now we don't enter in a decimal point, but so 235 becomes 23.5 volts. Enter. And then we're going to jump up here and I'm going to go to 4001. And this is a coil 1 through 16, and I'm going to just change that to 1. And that controls our input switch, so to speak. Enter. Now, one other thing I'm going to do is change the number of channels that we see from 32 to 8. And now I'm going to go look at register 00001. And it's not letting me do that. And that's okay, because we already did the same thing at 40001. Last but not least, we're going to jump over here to this side, on the bit side, and we're going to change that 1 to a 0. And we're going to verify that this is a bright red dot. I'll give you the labels on it. That is load 0 equals ground to open. So we're done making changes. At this point, we want to go to register value 40200. And we want to enter in a value of 1530. And we should be able to go back to 147. And we'll go back to 32. And we can see that all of our changes are still in effect. We are good. So just as a double check on this, I'm going to close out the program and I'm going to reconnect to it to make sure that those changes held. That last 1530 that I entered in is a way to force it to save all the changes. Click on Auto Poll and Labels. And we can see that our changes have been saved. So 23.5 volts, 10 for a debounce. If we jump back over to, change that to a 0, we still have that bright light on. So we are done programming, and now we have to reset. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to disconnect power, and then I'm going to disconnect my communication cable. I'm going to hook power right back up, and we are still in a tripped mode. So I'm going to snap this back on the DIN rail just for ease. I'm going to hold my switch now at this point to the power up position, and while holding it to the power up position, push reset, and we should be good. So our system's powered up. I'm in the run position on the switch. I'm going to turn it off, and it should power down. It does. All of our power lights went off. Back to run position. Nothing powered up, but now to power up momentarily, and everything's working correctly.